going on, people? Hey, I am excited. I am so excited to do this. It's been a minute since I worked on a bike, since I got my hands just a little bit dirty. Today, I am actually not at Indian Motorcycle St. Paul. I am at Twin Cities Indian Motorcycle here in Rogers, Minnesota, and I'm excited to say we're gonna do some performance stuff. We're gonna talk about cams and who else, when it comes to Indian motorcycle performance, should I talk to other than the man, the owner of Twin Cities Indian Motorcycle and Indian Motorcycle St. Paul, Lloyd Greer. So I have all kinds of questions for him, and I'm excited to do some fun performance stuff, talk to Lloyd, check it out, and you guys are gonna be pretty interested, I think, in the motorcycle that we are choosing to do some performance work to. Let's go.
And then you want me to try to put a set of cams in it too.
So real quick, when was the last time you did a set of cams?
Holy shit.
All right, I'm here with Lloyd Greer, you guys, and I'm pretty freaking pumped. So a couple things. One is I want to say thank you to
Oh no, thank you.
Yeah, you know. So Lloyd, you're gonna put in a set of cams into the Folds bike.
Yes, sir.
And you said I also get to ask you questions about cams, what they do, how they work. What cams are we putting into the...
We're going to put 585 cams in this one.
585. Do you know, do they all end in 5? 585?
So ironically, no. Yes.
605? I think they all end in 5. Is there a reason?
So actually the part number for the 605s is part number 595, only because 5 in the beginning designates our cam part number.
Okay.
But ironically, 558 and 585 are the lift of those two cams.
Okay.
Also.
So you have a 558 cam.
558.
And then 585.
585.
605.
605.
Which is part number 595.
Correct.
See, I got this. Is like it's easy. It's easy stuff. But it is the lift. 558 or 558 and 585 just happen to be the lift.
Yes.
Huh. And then what does the lift mean? How much it lifts the valve?
Correct.
And then was the other thing like the duration, how long it's open? Like,
so there is duration. Yes, that's not we don't advertise that on, of course, the part number. And one of the things, so question with a question, right?
Of course.
So years ago, when I first got started in cams, a lot of people want to know cam specs, right? So I sat down with some buddies of mine that are all motorheads, and I said, all right, guys, we're going to build a kick-ass Victory street motor. Here's 5 cam options. Profiles.
Okay.
Pick them. And the problem with seeing cam specs is that you might have a guy that can rehearse every small block Chevy cam profile from 55 to current and know what it works, because there's so much data based on what cam profile specs works to make the most power.
Okay.
But I found on the Victory side, when we started getting into it, everybody picked the wrong cam for the application based on cam specs.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, let's get rid of that option. So let's say, okay, this cam is good for this cam is good for that.
Okay.
I don't want you to confuse yourself and look at cam specs and pick a cam based on that. Because, for instance, on Victory stuff, I had a cam that had 78 thousandths less lift and 8 degrees less duration that made more power than the one that they were always picking.
Because you often think that like it needs to be a bigger lift or open longer.
And typically everybody wants to go to the biggest cam. But the biggest cam might not always be beneficial for what you're looking to do.
Right.
So in my opinion, by getting rid of that data for people to look at and try to make a decision based off of those specs is hard because they don't know what works in that motor.
Okay.
With especially different combinations.
Right. So when you say what, so are you thinking like oh, you want more higher RPM horsepower, maybe highway cam versus torque cam, something like that? Is that what you say when you like options or specifics?
And there goes another scenario too that is misinterpreted, because there's times, so typically people say, okay, the smaller cam's going to give me more low and mid range than a bigger cam.
Okay.
Generally speaking, that is the case. But there's also a lot of, it's combinational. It has to have the right exhaust is the biggest thing, and the right intake. So there's a lot of cases where a 585 cam with the proper exhaust and intake will make more low, mid, and high horsepower than a smaller cam.
Okay.
So it really comes down to combination.
Yeah.
Is the ultimate thing. And then with cam grinds also, like our 558 cam, for a long time, even me, I was saying, okay, if you got a 111, 558s. You know, 116s, they can tolerate the 585s a lot better. And then several years ago, we started plunking some 558s into 116s on the Roadmasters, and we're like, whoa, wow. It trumped the Stage 3 on the bottom end, didn't quite hit the peak horsepower that the Stage 3 had.
So why do you think that would be? Do you just be the way it's the combination of the Roadmaster set?
Combination, and the fact that, one, truthfully, we never really spent much time worrying about it on a 116.
Okay.
You know.
Fair enough.
Yeah. It just,
well, why don't we dig into this and we'll talk more.
I can do that
as we come. I can do that.
Yeah,
you're the worker. My hands are
video.
My 3-hour video. This is a movie. This is Indian Performance Talk by Lloyd Greer, the movie.
And then you want me to try to put a set of cams in it too.
So real quick. When was the last time you did a set of cams?
Holy shit.
This is the things that I asked him, right? I asked Lloyd to do this, and then he's like, yeah, we'll provide you some. And I said, no. Brother,
I want you to do it.
I want you to do it.
He's like, how long is this going to take? I said, well, if one of my guys do it, probably a half an hour. If I do it, it's probably going to be 2.
Well, we're here. This is the movie. we're doing the movie today, guys. When you made the 605 cams, did you make that specifically for your big bore kits?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, you get guys like Mike that wants to put them in his 116, and that's fine because he falls in that scenario where it doesn't work for most, but it does work for some. He's young, wild, apparently doesn't like riding 2-up a lot, so he's that aggressive solo rider, and he can take advantage of that.
So what does it make it, just like a torque monster then, or where's your power or something like that?
On that one, it's higher up.
Okay, on the higher side.
See, one thing they haven't came up with a cure is Butterfingers.
Yeah.
The other thing that makes things challenging is every time.
Oh, being able to see?
Yeah, when I got my eyes done.
Like you got LASIK, you mean?
No, I had cataracts.
Oh, gotcha.
So I had to have both lenses replaced. And I'm like, oh, well, you know what? I'm always on a bike, or I'm always shooting or hunting. So I'm gonna go with far sight.
Okay.
Yeah, see far. And I didn't realize how much stuff I'm actually doing like this.
Yeah, but can you see through a scope?
Yeah, I can see through a scope. Oh, that cover's on there.
It's all right. That's your signature.
That's my signature. Holy shit.
Who has the rubber mallet? There, you got a rubber mallet. Let's get to it.
I hate that. We have a rag.
I know the customer. It's all good.
Get rid of the bloopers.
Oh yeah, don't worry. Some of this stuff will never make it.
Well, that's some bitches.
I found it's pretty easy to do. Give it a tap right there.
Do you not like that area?
It's a visible spot.
Ah, gotcha.
Damn.
Sometimes they are on.
Yeah, this is one of them. Everything on it seems tight.
It's probably the dumbass guy that won it, started it off with a big old fat burnout right in the parking lot with 5
did he?
seconds. Oh yeah. You get enough, you think, or no?
I'll do one more.
Yeah, I'd do one more. I'm gonna get.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. What'd you do? Just crank over the motor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring it up on top dead center on that.
How do you know it's top dead center? Because of the.
Well, when it goes that funko.
Yeah, that's the new top dead center basically. So like working on it is one thing, but then I think about on the engineering side, like the person that developed this, you could give me all the parts and tell me they went together from nothing.
Yeah.
It'd be really hard for me to put it together, much less envisioning to build it to make it work. And who did it the first time? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, right. That's the.
those are the things that I'm like, yeah, you got this technology from aliens. Maybe we made it better, but man.
So one of the things when you're taking the plate off is the cams will pull out with the plate. So
Okay.
you want to make sure that they don't pull out with the plate. So because what happens is if the cams pull out with the plate, the lifters fall.
Ah. And this lifter falling thing is a big deal to fight, huh?
It can be, yeah. So you see how these marks are lined up?
Yep.
Here and here. So on the split gears, you see how it's actually exactly that, a split gear.
Yep.
Two of them doing that. So with this, we have our tool set up, slides on there, and then we grab our little 5. So that aligns the gears
Oh, yeah. Okay.
so that you can pull it off easy. So typically,
So if you tried to do that without it, it would be like snagging this?
yeah,
Okay.
because there's a lot of pressure between it, so it wants to, and that's one of the things that we were having to do is we'd have to basically try to pry the gear set out with a big screwdriver, and of course not necessarily the most.
Can I see the back of that real quick? Can we pull this off?
Yeah, go ahead.
So it just randomly goes on there?
Well, anywhere it fits into.
Oh, and here. Oh,
Yeah.
I got it. Okay. That makes way more sense.
Yep.
Okay. Here, I'll go ahead and I'm
So it just-
left-handed.
Pretty much.
Oh, yeah. That makes way more sense now. I don't know what I was thinking you were doing, but yeah. Oh, yeah, so now then it pulls it together. Oh, gotcha. This is what it looks like on the backside. Yeah, we're going to give all the secrets away and people are going to start stealing your designs. If they can improve it, right, that's a compliment.
Right, exactly.
Just don't steal it exactly. So
We
make
were
it
the
easy.
first. Matter of fact, I think we're the only ones out there that have a split gear tool.
Does it need another little crank? It looks still.
So when you pull this one off,
Yeah.
it puts more pressure on this one.
Ah,
So it's just.
just being tough.
So the nice part, once it's like this, we just set them,
Yeah.
and it's actually ready to go back together. So if we put it
Oh yeah, that looks perfect now too. Heck yeah.
So you can see here's our lifter.
Yep.
Here's the lobe of our cam, and that will, as it spins, lift up the lifter. And of course, 1.7 or 1:7 ratio on the rocker compounds the lift and duration at the valve.
Okay.
So basically, in a nutshell, just spin in, raise in and lower the lifter. There's a roller on this lifter because it's roller lifter. Rolls on the lobe, opens, closes the valves in real simple terms.
By the way, just for like stupid math stuff, maybe you know it, maybe you don't, but how many times does that go around at like even idle RPMs?
So these turn at half engine speed.
So if it's
1,000 RPMs, it's 500.
500.
So if you look at the, so basically this is a 2 and a 1
Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
reduction in speed.
And gearing.
This is half the size of that.
Okay. So that still means that this is making 500 revolutions a minute.
Correct.
That means it's going around like a little over 10 times a second. Is that right?
Well, if it was 600, it would be.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of bikes idle at 1200, so
Right.
just say 12.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's so fast. 1,000, dude, 10 times it went around. My point, what I was going to say is that just the engineering, like the fact that these stuff, when people say like, oh my God, this failed, dude, these are just parts inside of a thing doing amazing things.
It's incredible in a sense, like valve springs. Like how many times that valve spring will last, goes up and down, compresses in a lifetime of a vehicle.
Yeah.
And lives.
Yeah. It's crazy to me. And then you got like guys like me that are constantly, even just say highway speed, forget the burnouts and all the stupid stuff. Just going down the road in like fifth gear, it's just like 4,000 RPMs, just how fast and how many things are happening all in the same 1 second,
And it's no wonder something doesn't fail every once in a while.
Exactly.
Yeah. Regardless of the motor, you know.
Manufacturer, a motor, just whatever. It's just incredible because that's little things like how is it still rounded, hasn't gotten flat, just crazy to me. So anyway, whatever, but I'm feeling cam tool. So this is you made that. So you did a couple. Is that how you did it? You did a couple, and then you said, "How can I make this easier?" And then you developed that.
Truthfully, yes. Back when Indian first came out, they didn't have a cam tool, and when we started doing cams, we were literally holding the lifters up with a freaking screwdriver and trying to pop the split gear assemblies off. And I'm like, well, guys, there's got to be an easier way here. We're fairly smart people. We got to figure it out. And of course, I'm always about trying to save time for technicians and stuff on being able to perform tasks. So we came out with this, and basically, this is a fail-safe cam tool. It will not allow the lifters to fall. If you've done it right, there is no way that the lifters will fall out. And that was one of the problems. If you let that lifter fall, of course you unseated it from the push rod, and trying to get the lifter back up there and get it seated in the push rod and the push rod seated on the rocker arm was damn near impossible. So you don't want to drop the lifter.
Right.
Because sometimes then you have to drop the motor, pull the valve covers off so you can get that back into play.
That makes sense.
Sometimes you can play with it for 15, 20 minutes and hope you hit it.
Yeah.
But it's a long shot.
It's like college all over again.
So on this tool, what happens is, I never went to college, I don't know.
Me either, but I heard stories. That was a pretty good college joke.
So with this,
I was talking about playing with it for 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, those days. Yeah, they're long gone.
Okay.
So you see a slight rotation here?
Yeah.
Okay, so once you put the tool in, you press it in, right? The lifter comes down, rotates this, and it locks it. So you can't, actually this way, you can't pull that out.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No matter how much you try, you can't pull it out. It locks it in place, so it's kind of a fail-safe. If the lifter is resting on this platform, you can't drop the lifter at all. So that was one of the easier things that we created to not drop lifters and make the job quicker and easier.
Yeah. So it's 3 cams. I thought it was 2. Oh, shit.
So it's, these are 2 exhaust cams.
Okay.
This is the intake cam. So the intake cam runs the 2 intakes.
Yep.
Because they're close enough together.
To do one.
And then, so this will have 1 lobe on each cam, and that'll have 2.
That makes sense. No stress.
So 2 lobes on this one.
Yeah.
1 lobe on the other ones.
Yeah, makes sense. And then the Challenger, that's 2 on each, right? So it's 4?
Right, 1 single overhead cam.
Oh, that's right. So it's 2. It runs everything.
2 lobes on that cam with basically an integral rocker that splits to the 2 valves.
Okay, that's right.
Yep.
All those little ball bearings, freaking cool. The hard part's over, right?
Hard part's over.
I think.
Yep, now I gotta grab my new cams.
Sometimes people just want to shop. But they don't
Well, I guess the internet hype is also a big thing too.
You know those dang YouTubers, they get on YouTube and start talking about things and then posting things on Facebook.
Yeah, them dang YouTubers.
Them dang
all right.
YouTubers, man. 126 over here going, big bore kit. All kinds of fun things are happening here in Rogers, Twin Cities, Indian Motorcycle. Is it Twin Cities Indian Motorcycle?
Twin Cities Indian Motorcycle, yes.
I always just say, I don't know what I always say, the Rogers dealership.
Right. We just didn't have the heart to name it Indian Motorcycle Rogers.
Yeah, okay.
Well, it's not a flowy name.
I like Twin Cities. I like it. I always just say location because it's, where you going? Rogers, St. Paul. That's, that's pretty much where I'm going.
Rogers, where's that?
Yeah, you're right.
And of course, we have our decompression releases or triggers for our exhaust side.
Okay, yep.
And that bleeds off pressure. So on pretty much all bikes nowadays, to confine space, et cetera, everything's got to get smaller. So ideally, especially in the front of the motor, if we make the starter smaller and we use decomps, it's easier. You put a big starter on it, you can flip it over, spin the motor over easier, but it takes up more room, takes up less space for everything else they got to put on there. So this is one of the ways that they can combat some space issues and make it so that the motor spins a lot easier by bleeding off pressure. So that little nub, matter of fact, on a yellow background, it might look better. So that little nub sits up while the cam is spinning under, let's see, what is it? 175, so about 80 RPMs. I think this untriggers at about 120 RPMs.
Okay.
So at that point, 120 RPMs and higher cam speed, what happens, the weight throws itself out and then takes the heel of the trigger off the heel of the cam and doesn't bleed the pressure off anymore.
Okay. Interesting. And that just by basically it's just kind of for a split second it opens that exhaust valve, right?
Yeah, to bleed off cylinder pressure.
Yeah, okay.
Make it crank over easier.
It's that compression stroke basically, right? It's kind of like not allowing that to happen.
Right.
I mean, in 80 revolutions, that's literally just the starter. It's almost like
So starter speed I think is somewhere around 170, 180 RPMs initially. So half of that speed.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
80, 90 RPMs.
So did you reuse those off the stock ones?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
Yep.
Is it a magnet? Is
No.
it magnetized?
No, that's the problem because that's why they fall out.
Well, yeah, it just seems like they would fall out. Yeah.
They will if you turn it.
Oh, interesting.
That's why I put the rag there.
Makes sense. It's kind of like when you do a windshield on the Challenger or Roadmaster, any of the adjustable windshield ones, you always want to put a little rag there because you're going to lose one of the bolts down in your fairing every time.
This, and that are all straight up and down.
Yeah.
That would be timed.
Okay. So smart. You don't have to get a timing light and start flashing at it. And it looks like such a long way to lift it.
Oh, on the,
On that lobe, yeah. It definitely looks. Is it significantly bigger than this?
Well, as a matter of fact, I should have showed you that when we were.
Oh.
So if you compare.
Oh yeah, it's a little.
So you can see this is like fatter.
Yeah.
And a little bit and taller.
Yeah.
So a little bit of change here reflects into a big change up here.
Oh yeah, I could imagine.
So you see how this mark is on the tooth?
Yeah.
This mark is in the center of the tooth.
I do see that, yeah.
So this is our front. So we're going to take the front. We're going to put.
What's the little D for right here? Do you know?
So actually, you have. FF
Yep.
and R.
Oh, it's an R for front and
Yep.
rear or something?
So you could interchange these.
Oh, gotcha.
So basically, you got two between on each teeth
Yep.
front, and then you only got one on rear.
So the two teeth would go in between and the
Yes.
one would go in right in to it. Okay, that makes
Yep.
sense. Interesting.
So that slides in.
Yep.
That'll line up. We got to twist this up to get them to both line up,
Yep.
right?
And then give
And
that
get that one
a little
on.
twist still.
So
So just blunt force on this one, huh? Basically.
well, we can twist them. So like I say, the what's crazy when I watch
What happened?
I f***ed up your heat shield.
We'll be fine. That was Lloyd Greer right there.
I warned you, fish.
Hey. Listen, when was the last time you got to do that to somebody's heat shield?
Fucking never. That would have cost me $300.
Yep, well, guess what?
Yeah.
I know guys
I did that.
for free. Do you know how much you have to pay Lloyd Greer, the performance expert, Cam, Indian motorcycle performance top-notch guy, to do that?
Right. Yeah, and some people will be like, "Oh, hey, can you sign that?" And other people will be like, "What the fuck?" And I'd be like one of them.
I'm like, can you sign that guy? See, so we're good.
Well, it's a good thing that you're.
This is my motorcycle still.
You're getting a 2-in-1 on it, right?
Oh,
So
hey, we are getting a 2-to-1.
if not, I'd be going in my new motorcycle, whipping the heat shield off, on it, swapping it out for you.
New
right?
motorcycle or new exhaust coming right up.
Right. So now I also had.
That means we really should have you sign that.
Right. So in this box of goodies, I have this here.
A nipple protector?
Well, no, it's actually for.
So you can
Rotate that
the
cam.
motor easier to get the timing better.
Yep. And of course, some techs out there are gonna be like, "Well, I do it this way," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's probably the better way." I don't know. This is the way screwed up people do it.
His own texts are in the background, not mic'd up.
Oh, you know what's crazy? They're like, oh boy, this is going to be funny. We want to see this.
Nah.
And you know what the
never.
crazy thing is? They always come to me asking me questions. And I typically got the answers. I just can't do it as good as they can all the time.
You know, those who can't teach.
Right? And you're still laughing about it. Here, you want me to hold?
Yeah, you hold it.
I'll hold on you.
All right. Yeah.
Little fishy help.
They're a little fishy help. Let's see.
Rotate
Here. One more.
Oop. See, I'm
Left.
trying to, I can't do two things at
Hey, I'm
once
telling
either.
you, it wasn't that easy. Oh, now you got it like easily there. Why am I not? Right there.
Want me to come this way a little bit?
Oh, just got to push it, right?
No, you got to go one more.
Go one more? Oh, yeah, it came out. Yeah, we spun. Uh-oh, did I pull it out too far?
Yep, you got to line up the keyway. So the keyway
Oh, yeah, that's
is equal to that hole.
right. Okay. So that's like right here. The keyway. Okay.
Oh, you had it. Need some light, buddy?
Equal to the hole. All right, so now I'm around. That's where I was getting wrong. I think a little bit more.
There you go. One. There you go. Give her a smack with your fist. Right there.
Right
Yep,
there?
right there. Yeah.
Maybe I should let you just do it, huh? Let
Well,
the
you know what we've got?
We have a mallet somewhere?
Yeah, we got a plastic mallet somewhere.
All right, let's see. Where's that fucking mallet at? All right, let's try it again.
Okay, ready? Give her a little tappy tappy.
How about a little bit of like real, I mean, it's still my bike, right? For now?
There you go.
There we go, got it. Look at that. Who said I've never done a cam job?
Give her a little bit more so these are flush.
Okay.
Oh, there.
A little more?
Let's take this off of it. Yeah, hit her. There we go.
Yeah. Everything's flush. Nice.
We should have really rethought this because we both knew what was kind of occurred here. We should have just made this a total comedy job.
I mean, we've cut out a lot of the parts that they don't see that show us the really comedy. We could just do a comedy job next time.
Okay.
Today
perfect.
we're trying to look like I'm a real YouTuber.
And I'm a real mechanic.
And you're a real mechanic instead of just like.
So, back in the day, I actually was a real mechanic. Now I'm just, my hands, like, they're never dirty anymore.
Someday I'll be a real YouTuber.
Job.
I'll be a real YouTuber someday.
So we both have something to work on moving forward.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So now that we're almost done on the average, let's just call it average combination for this bike. So we had a 116. We're gonna have a 2-to-1 exhaust system on here. What kind of ideal, maybe percentage gain or whatever over stock, would a person be expecting with this setup? What would you say?
So
What do they stock normally? Like 85 horsepower?
On our dynos, we normally see about 80, 82.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then
we'll, a good combination on these will end up 105.
Okay.
107.
Okay. And then the torque will change how much?
Sometimes we'll see some get into like 112.
Okay, wow. With these sets of cams, depending on obviously the exhaust system. Okay.
So I would say a solid 30+%.
Wow, that's a big jump. And so for all of you guys watching, and you can correct me where
And
I'm
gals.
and gals.
You're a pretty sexy dude. You probably got a lot of women following you.
I got it's like 2% or something. I think
2%. You got to work on that. The women demographics is growing like crazy.
I know.
What do they say? 40% now are female riders? 35?
Maybe new riders. 40% of new
Okay.
riders. I don't think it's not 40% of all riders.
Probably not.
No, I would say
Yeah.
maybe like
Yeah.
incoming riders. But Lloyd's Garage, like it's not in just Indian Motorcycle St. Paul and Twin Cities here in Rogers. Other dealerships have your cams too, right? So Lloyd's Garage, what were they called? What would they be called? I keep wanting to say remote tuning, but that's not the case. Just authorized dealers or something? Lloyd's Garage authorized dealers?
Probably.
How do you, yeah, something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess Lloyd's Garage really doesn't have dealers. Lloyd's Motorworks has dealers.
Okay, so Lloyd's.
We're trying to define that moving forward.
Okay.
Get a better.
I'm just trying to figure out how to tell somebody how to get the set of cams. How would we do that? But pretend we're professionals and know what we're doing.
Oh, yeah, I can pretend pretty good.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so if I was going to pretend, I would
now
say,
that we're pretending.
Pretending. I would say that you go to your dealer and say, hey, do you sell Lloyd's products?
And if you don't,
then say, well, what's the holdup? Get on board.
call Lloyd.
Call Lloyd.
So every dealer, other than maybe California, can help you out.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah, there you go. So if you're interested in Lloyd's cams or big bore, are big bore kits everywhere also?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Or big
some
bore
dealers
kits?
don't like to do that, or maybe don't have a technician that they feel comfortable doing it or whatever. I mean, some dealers just like to stick strictly to, Indian performance stuff, and that's fine.
Okay, so then in those dealers, now I'm gonna be professional, okay? I'm gonna pretend.
Okay.
Okay, so it's wintertime in Minnesota. Nobody's coming over here right now anyway. So if your dealer didn't want to do cams or big bore kits, Lloyd's Garage, you can plan a ride where you ride your butt or trailer to Minnesota right here.
Yes.
To Twin Cities Indian Motorcycle or Indian Motorcycle St. Paul. You can schedule big bore kits or cams ahead of time, come out, hang out a couple of days, let me know when you're there. Maybe we'll plan some bike nights and stuff, some cool stuff. And then you can get it done right here, around here. And it's winter, so now's the time to plan. So if they do tell you no, plan it.
Plan it.
I think see, I'm professional.
That sounded pretty good.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Well,
I'd go with that.
There we go. That's how you can get your Lloyd's cams or big bore kits, which that's a whole nother conversation. We haven't even started. At first I was gonna talk about trying to do big bore kit. And then, I'm just gonna shout this out. In case you guys don't know, this motorcycle is a 2024 Indian Springfield, and regardless of how I got it, I acquired this motorcycle, and my friends like Lloyd and like Davison Audio and Ride Culture and Toast Performance and all these guys, and I know BC Customs. Like, guys, I'm not trying to not name people, but listen, we're going to upgrade this bike more. We're taking it to the Mecum auction at the end of January 2025, which, debating when this drops, it's within weeks. So if you're interested in this motorcycle, this bike can be yours, and it's nowhere near.
This beautiful motorcycle.
And now it has some more go fast.
Right. Well, and an awesome paint job, and it's going to have a killer stereo system.
There's only one other Davison Audio Springfield on Earth right now. So, I mean, we got a video coming out, all the stuff sitting at the shop, getting ready to put on, where we're going to have. It's going to be pretty amazing.
I got to throw out a real quick kudos to our friends at Hollister, man. They did a great job on this. Ray and his crew are just, over the top, and they know how to put a bike together.
Yeah. And just a shout, I'm gonna shout out you guys and Hollister and Ride Culture, BC Customs, Davison Audio, Cicada. All these guys are upgrading this motorcycle for one reason, and it's so we can sell it at the Mecum auction, where the proceeds are gonna be donated to Folds of Honor. And they all did it out of the kindness of their heart. Nobody charged me, just so everybody knows. Lloyd is literally here out of the kindness of his heart and his support of veterans and the support of me and the support of our community. So I appreciate you. Hollister, the same thing. When I called Hollister and I said, hey, can you match some custom parts for the audio system? They didn't even hesitate. They said yes. When I called Brandon Davison from Davison Audio, he made a kit. It didn't even exist yet. He made a kit. The only other Springfield is his house Springfield. So, I mean, our community has came together to try to do our best to raise more money for Folds of Honor, so first responders and veterans, families, they can, you know, get a little back. People sacrificed sometimes very dearly, all of them, if it's disabled or passed away. So the funds go to Folds of Honor in Minnesota. I'm gonna keep it to my home state, Folds, just so everybody knows. But yeah, I appreciate you guys and all these companies I've been working with. You guys have all been awesome. Even my hands are dirty. I have a little oil. I'm scared to touch anything now because I'm behind the camera normally.
Right.
And pretty in front of it, but not normally dirty. I can't even fix my hat. My eyebrows are showing. My face is crazy. Okay.
But you know, in general, isn't that what the motorcycle community is all about?
We always are.
Yeah.
I agree with you. But not everybody gets the opportunity like me to thank you, to thank these guys, to thank Hollister. The paint job is second to none. Last weekend of January, come out, party. Even if you don't want to buy the bike, you want to see the bike, we're going to have a party. I don't know if you're going. You haven't committed 100% yet, have you?
That's because I don't know if I'm coming or going one day to the next.
So he might be there. Yeah. I'm going to be there. You can go to 1901rally.com. He'll have information. We have Facebook groups, events. Somebody asked me to wear a live tracker for I might do it. I don't know. I'm going to do something. So you guys, as a community, we won this. I don't take any credit away. The IMRG had a huge point in this. A lot of the IMRGs are coming to Vegas. Lloyd might be coming to Vegas, but Hollister's coming to Vegas. A lot of people are coming. So I hope you guys make it, even if it's just to hang out. We're staying at the South Point Hotel, the Meekum auction. If you call to make reservations, just tell them you're with Meekum. I don't know, it has nothing to do with me. So yeah, other than that, guys, it's
be a part of history.
It's pretty cool to be able to say we did this and have our hands dirty and you actually do it. And yeah, man, I don't know. It's.
I wish I could do more. You know, I mean, it's.
I'm never gonna win another bike and give it away again. I don't think. I like
not without having the heart palpitations and stress problems.
Listen,
right?
I already got those anyway, and now I'm not even gonna get. This bike is fun. This bike, and I haven't even rode it now. I bet it rips even better now. So I'm excited. I'm probably going to put a couple more miles on it at some point.
Oh, you have to, just to make sure. I mean, you can't have someone take a bike without you know, giving your seal of approval.
I mean, you got a dyno room in the back. I mean, it would be science if we didn't put it on there.
I agree, and we're gonna get some numbers.
Yeah,
we're gonna show before and afters.
Yeah. So we got some stuff coming on this, guys. We're gonna butt this up maybe to some beautiful, sexy music, and we hope to see you in Vegas. And if you need any Lloyd's Garage stuff, hit them up. Hit your local dealer up. We're all on the same team. We want to do motorcycle things with our motorcycle friends. Some of us like to do it faster, burn tires off better. I like to be a rolling concert. That's something that's fun.
Yeah, absolutely. You got Davidson audio in it. I'd be blaring it to myself too.
That's right. So, all right, guys, and till next time, ride hard, ride fast, and say hi to somebody you don't know. Peace.